Creatine is one of the most researched and widely used supplements in the fitness world. Studies show that 45% to 75% of athletes, from powerlifters to boxers to sprinters, use creatine to boost performance, build muscle, and recover faster. But what actually happens inside your body when you take creatine? Is it just water weight and gym bro hype, or is there real science behind the gains? Let's break it down. One scoop of facts, performance, and maybe a side effect or two. Number 1. Your muscles get a front row ticket to the ATP power show. First things first, your muscles run on ATP, adenosine triphosphate, fancy name for the energy that powers every rep, sprint, and awkward gym selfie. But here's the catch. Your ATP reserves are about as generous as hotel Wi-Fi, gone in a few seconds. Enter creatine phosphate. When you supplement with creatine, your body turns it into creatine phosphate, which donates a phosphate group to ADP, converting it back to ATP. In English, creatine recycles your muscle energy like a green-powered superhero. And that means more reps before failure, heavier lifts, and workouts that feel just a little less like slow-motion death. Even better, this ATP boost doesn't just help max out heavy lifts. It also benefits quick burst performance, sprints, jumps, and flexing in the mirror like you're in a Marvel montage. But energy is just the warm-up act. What comes next is the real transformation. 2, you start lifting heavier, running faster, and exploding harder. No, not that kind of explosion. We're talking power output. A meta-analysis of 22 studies found creatine boosts weightlifting performance by an average of 14%. That's not a rounding error. That's the difference between being average and elite. Even short-term use shows major improvements in sprinting, jumping, and high-intensity performance, up to 15% in some cases. Olympians train for years to squeeze out that kind of progress. You just need a scoop and a shaker bottle. And it's not just gym bros benching more. It's MMA fighters hitting harder, sprinters cutting seconds, and weekend warriors suddenly looking like they might survive a pickup game without pulling a hamstring. All because creatine supercharges the phosphagen system, your body's go-to energy tank for explosive movement. Faster ATP recovery equals faster everything. But if strength was all it did, creatine would just be a glorified pre-workout. Let's talk size. Number 3, water weight? Yep, but it's the good kind. Creatine draws water into your muscle cells. That's why your biceps start looking like overinflated water balloons in week 1. You could gain 1.5 to 3.5 pounds in water weight alone, inside the muscle cells, not under your skin. Translation, you look jacked, not puffy. This water expansion also puts pressure on muscle membranes, triggering anabolic signals that tell your body, hey, time to grow. Hydration equals hypertrophy. Who knew? And bonus, that fuller, rounder look, it's not just cosmetic, it helps performance too. So now your muscles are energized, inflated, and anabolic. What's next? Growth mode, baby. 4, your gains go, from meh to mighty. Creatine doesn't just make you look bigger, it helps you build bigger. In a 6-week strength training study, the creatine group gained 2 kilograms more muscle than the placebo crew. That's over 4 pounds of lean mass, from just a scoop a day. And lifting, obviously, it's like turning on beast mode, but legally. And those extra gains, they're not just fluff. Creatine increases satellite cell activity, aka muscle stem cells, helping you grow faster, recover better, and train harder. It's one of the few supplements that doesn't just boost effort, it amplifies results. Think creatine stops at muscle? Not even close. Your brain wants in on the action. 5. Your brain gets a creatine kick too. Surprise! Creatine is brain fuel. Just like your muscles, your brain uses ATP to function. Creatine helps restore that energy, keeping you sharper, quicker, and more alert. One study showed a 20% improvement in number recall, basically turning participants into human calculators. And for vegetarians, who often have lower creatine levels, the boost is even stronger. Forget nootropics, your pre-workout might be your best brain supplement. Other research even hints at reduced mental fatigue during sleep deprivation and better mood regulation. So yeah, creatine's not just flexing in the mirror, it's flexing in your frontal lobe too. But with all these perks, there's got to be a catch, right? Let's flip the coin. 6. The hair loss rumor? Myth? Mayhem? Or maybe? Ah yes, the DHT scare. One 2009 study found creatine increased DHT, a hormone linked to male pattern baldness. But here's the plot twist. That was one study, and it didn't show actual hair loss, just a potential mechanism. Most research shows creatine doesn't significantly alter testosterone or DHT levels. Bottom line, if hair loss runs in your family, stay aware, but don't panic over one headline. And let's be honest, if you're lifting like a beast, you'll be too busy admiring your traps to notice a slightly higher hairline. While your hair might be safe, your stomach could have a few complaints if you rush the process. 7. Digestive drama, only if you overdo it. Taking 20+ grams a day during a loading phase. Expect your gut to file a formal complaint. Common side effects: bloating, cramps, nausea, and yes, bathroom emergencies. But here's the fix. Skip the loading phase and just take 3 to 5 grams daily. It works just as well, just takes a few weeks longer. Go slow. Spare the toilet. And speaking of water weight, if you're not smart about hydration, you might feel the burn, and not the good kind. 8. Dehydration danger, only if you're slacking. Creatine pulls water into your muscles. That's awesome, unless you forget to drink more water. Dehydration while on creatine is rare, but real, especially if you're sweating buckets at the gym. Just up your water intake and you're golden. Think of it as your hydration tax for supercharged muscles. Still worried? Just check your pee. If it's darker than a Marvel reboot, you probably need more water. So we've covered the pump, the perks, the poop, and the potential pitfalls. But what happens when you stop taking it? 9. The gains don't vanish overnight. Creatine doesn't ghost you the second you stop. After saturation, your muscle stores slowly decline over 4 to 6 weeks. Your strength and size won't crash overnight, but you'll probably drop some water weight, so don't freak when the scale dips. It's not muscle loss. It's just the hydration halo deflating. You can always cycle back on or just stay on it year-round. It's safe. And that brings us to the million-dollar question. How safe is creatine really? 10. Creatine is one of the most researched supplements. Period. Over 1,000+ studies. Decades of research. Minimal side effects. Even long-term use has been shown to be safe for healthy adults. No kidney damage, no heart problems, no mutant gains that make you explode. Just results, backed by data. If creatine were a stock, it'd be Apple. Consistent, proven, and a ridiculously good return on investment. So what happens to your body on creatine? More energy? Bigger lifts? Fuller muscles? Sharper thinking? And if you do it right, almost no downsides. It's not magic, it's molecularly enhanced performance. If this video made you smarter, stronger, or just a little more sarcastic, drop a like, hit subscribe, and share it with that one gym buddy who still thinks creatine is a steroid in powder form. This is the Hypertrophy Lab. Stay swole, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.